You hear it all the time, right? AI is getting smarter, faster, more powerful every single day. But what if I told you the most valuable thing about AI right now isn't its power, but its flaws? What if its biggest imperfection is actually your biggest opportunity?
It sounds a little weird, I know. We're all waiting for this perfect, flawless AI to show up and change everything. But here's the secret. The real window to get ahead, the real leverage, isn't in some far-off future. It's right now, in this messy, imperfect, kinda clunky present. Let me show you what I mean. So to really get this, we've got to look at a real-world story. This is a classic tale of high-tech hopes meeting a frustrating reality. But it illustrates this whole idea perfectly.
Okay, so picture this. A brand new version of ChatGPT just dropped. A creative pro, maybe someone like you, gets super excited. They decide to put it to the test on a real, everyday task. They're not just messing around. They want to see if this thing can actually improve their daily workflow.
The request couldn't be simpler. Something this super advanced AI should totally nail, right? Make me a thumbnail for a YouTube video. That's it. It's a standard task. The AI has seen literally millions of them. It knows the format is supposed to be that 16:9 widescreen ratio. Or does it? And this is where we see that huge gap between what we expect and what we actually get. The user was waiting for that standard widescreen YouTube thumbnail. What they got was a square. Not a small mistake, sure, but it shows a fundamental crack in the AI's supposed perfection. And here's the real kicker. The user points out the mistake. The AI says, oops, my bad, you're right, YouTube thumbnails aren't square, and promises to fix it. And then it fails again. It spits out another image that still isn't the right ratio. And that frustration, that's the key. The AI is incredibly powerful, yeah, but it's not foolproof. It still needs a human to guide it.
This whole story brings us to the most important idea of all. That failure, that frustrating little moment, it isn't a bug, it's a feature. Seriously, it's exactly where your opportunity is hiding. And it helps us avoid what I like to call the too late trap.
Just let this quote sink in for a second. Once it's perfect, it's too late. The leverage is gone. Think about that. The moment a technology becomes seamless and easy for absolutely everyone to use, that massive advantage you get from mastering it early on, it just evaporates. So, if you've been feeling like you've missed the boat on AI, I'm telling you, you haven't. Not even close. The very fact that you still have to learn its quirks, guide it, and correct its silly mistakes is all the proof you need that the race has only just begun. This is the key concept we're talking about: adoption at scale. Think about email, right? There's no special advantage to knowing how to send an email today. Everybody does it. It's hit adoption at scale. AI? It's nowhere near that point yet, and that's exactly why this moment is so valuable. And hey, this isn't some new thing that's only happening with AI. We have seen this exact pattern play out with every single major technological shift. History is literally showing us a roadmap for what's happening right now. Just look at this pattern. Back in the early 2000s, building a website was clunky and super difficult. But the people who figured it out, they gained a huge advantage. Then, in the late 2000s, digital advertising was this confusing new frontier. The early experts absolutely dominated. And today, that frontier is AI. We are standing right at that pivotal moment on the timeline. So who are the big winners in those previous eras? It was the people who jumped in when it was hard, when it was messy. They learned to build websites without easy templates. They mastered digital ads before it became a crowded marketplace. They had the early adopter's edge, and that's the exact position we're all in with AI today. Okay, so the big question is, how do you actually start? How do you begin building that edge for yourself? Well, I'm going to give you a super simple, really powerful experiment you can try in the next 5 minutes. And I promise it'll completely change how you interact with AI. Here it is. It's just a 3-step prompt. First, open whatever AI tool you like to use. Second, give it a big, powerful goal. Give me 10 ways to create leverage in my life. But the real magic, the secret sauce, is in step 3. You have to tell the AI to ask you 5 clarifying questions before it gives you an answer. So why is that third step so incredibly powerful? Because you're forcing the AI to break out of its generic one-size-fits-all programming. You're teaching it to learn about you, your specific goals, your situation, your context. You instantly shift from just being a passive user to being a sophisticated operator. And that is the beginning of real, tangible leverage.
Learning how to have this kind of back and forth with AI today is exactly what's going to prepare you for what's coming in the next couple of years. Because when this technology gets seamless and the competition gets way higher, the gap between those who started now and those who waited is going to be immense. So the only question left is, will you be ready?